Hello, everyone, and welcome. Today, we are tackling a really important topic, reported speech. Now, this is something you are guaranteed to see in your WAEC, JAMB, and NECO English exams. So, if you can master this, you're going to see a real boost in your scores. Let's get right into it. So, here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll look at what reported speech actually is. Then, we'll get into the core rules you absolutely need to know. After that, we'll jump into some real exam questions, and I'll wrap everything up with some top tips for exam day. All right, let's do this. My name is Abiola, and my goal here is simple. Every single week, I'm going to be breaking down a key English language topic for you. The whole point is to make sure you walk into that exam hall feeling completely confident and ready to smash it. Okay, so before we dive into the nitty-gritty, a quick but very important message. Subscribe to www.examkp.com for the next WAEC and JAMB exam questions and pass with confidence. All right, now that that's sorted, let's get back to it. Okay, so what is this reported speech thing anyway? And, why do the examiners seem to love it so much? Let's really get into the what and the why. So, at its core, reported speech is just telling someone what another person said, but you are not using their exact words. Now, here's the inside scoop on why examiners are obsessed with it. One single question lets them test so many things at once. They can check your tenses, your pronouns, and your sentence structure. It's a super quick way for them to figure out just how good your grammar skills really are. Just look at this example. It makes it so clear. In direct speech, you have Amaka's exact words. I am hungry. See the quotation marks? But when we report it, look what happens. The quotes are gone, I changes to she, and the verb am changes to was. That little switch right there, that's the magic we're learning to do today. Okay, now we're getting to the really important stuff. This is your toolkit. I want you to think of these rules like tools in a toolbox. Once you have them, you can take any sentence and transform it. No problem. So there are basically 4 big changes you need to look out for every time. Number 1, the quotation marks, they're gone. Just get rid of them. Number 2, the verb tense usually takes a step back in time. So present becomes past. Number 3, you've got to change the pronouns, right? I might become he or she. And finally, number 4, watch out for words about time and place like now or here, because those have to change too. And this table here, this is perfect. It shows all those rules working together. Look at the first one. I am studying becomes she was studying. See? Tense and pronoun change. The next one, we will go tomorrow, turns into they would go the next day. You see the change in the modal verb and the time word. And the last one, this is my book, becomes that was his book. It's a full transformation. Now, this is super important, so listen up. The rules change a little bit depending on what kind of sentence you have. For a regular statement, you just shift the tense back. Easy enough. But for yes/no question, you need to add if or whether. For questions that start with what, where, when, WH questions, you keep that question word. And for commands like sit down, you just use to. A lot of students get mixed up here and lose easy marks, so you really want to lock this down. Okay, enough with the theory. It's time to put our toolkit to the test. This is the proving ground. We're going to look at some real past questions from WAEC, JAMB, and NECO and see exactly how this works under exam conditions. Okay, first up, a classic WAEC question. The sentence is, I am leaving tomorrow, she said. Now have a quick look at the options. Which one do you think is correct? Stop. Before you even glance at those options, I want you to think like an examiner. Scan the original sentence. What needs to change? Right away, you should spot 2 things. I am leaving. That's a present continuous verb. And tomorrow, that's a time word. Ding, ding, ding. Both of these are your clues. They have to change. So the correct answer is B. And let's be crystal clear why. I am leaving correctly becomes was leaving. That's the tense shift. And tomorrow correctly becomes the next day. That's the time word change. Now look at option A. That is the trap. It's put there specifically for students who forget to change the tense. The examiners know this mistake is made. Don't be that person. All right, let's try a JAMB question now. The question is, what time is it? She asked. Now, this one is testing our rule for questions. And hey, as you're thinking about this one, just remember that if you want to get really fast at these, you can find tons more practice questions over at www.examkp.com. Practice is what makes it perfect. Okay, so the answer is B, and you have to look closely at what happened here. There are two key changes. First, the verb is correctly shifts to the past, was. But just as important, the word order flips. It goes from a question format, is it, to a statement format, it was. This is so crucial. Option A is probably the #1 mistake students make on this type of question. They remember to report it, but they forget to change the tense and the word order. And for our final example, let's look at a NECO question. Now, this one's a little bit tricky because it's testing something called a modal verb. The sentence is, I can solve the puzzle, she said. So, what do we do with that word can? And the answer is B. Here's the rule you need to burn into your memory. Modal verbs, words like can, will, may, they also have to shift back in time. So, can always becomes could, will becomes would, may becomes might. Simple as that. Option A is the trap answer again. It looks right, but it's a trap because it ignores that rule. Don't fall for it. Okay, great work. We've gone through the rules, we've practiced with real exam questions. Now let's pull it all together into a final game plan. Think of this as your mental checklist for exam day to make sure you grab every single one of these marks. All right, 5 simple steps. 1, read the question and figure out what you're dealing with. Is it a statement, a question, or a command? 2, tense is king. Always check the tense. 3, practice makes perfect. The more of these you do, the faster you get. 4, before you circle that answer, do a quick double check on your pronouns and time words. And 5, don't waste time. If you know these rules, you can answer these questions in seconds and move on. Look, if your mind goes blank on exam day, just remember these 3 golden rules. For statements, shift the tense back. For questions, use if or the WH word and flip the word order. And for commands, just use to. Honestly, that will get you through almost every reported speech question you'll ever see. And there you have it. You are now officially equipped. You've got the toolkit, you've seen how to use it on real exam questions, and you've got a game plan. You are absolutely ready. Whatever reported speech question they threw at you, you can handle it. But before you click away, I want to ask you something. What's the one thing about reported speech that still feels a bit tricky for you? Is it remembering all the tense shifts, or maybe changing the time words like tomorrow to the next day? Drop a comment below and let me know where you're at. Like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel and visit www.examkp.com for more practice questions. Thanks so much for joining me today. I'll see you in our next lesson.